just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 603 Mini Cup Racing Podcast. I am your host, Peter Raby. Co-host is my son, Jacob Raby. And we'll start over there in the corner, and we got some guests with us tonight.
Hi, my name's Liam McAdam. I'll be driving the number 21 car this year, and I'm very excited for this weekend. Looking very forward to it.
Awesome.
Paul Sipe. I'm driving the number 24 Great American Fenestration Chevy Monte Carlo rigid car.
Awesome.
I'm Sean Martin. I'm in the 78 suspended.
My name's Rachel. I was driving, but I'm just going to be helping around the track this year.
And why don't you tell everybody why?
Because we are expecting a little mini Raby.
Great.
It's very exciting.
Another Jacob running around. That's all.
Ha 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 ha.
I'm with you, Pete. I'm with you.
Congratulations to you, Rachel and Jacob, for making me feel even older. So, anyway, to get started, I want to say this weekend is going to be epic for the first race of the year. We all know that all the cars ain't going to be there because people are still working on them. I know I won't have one car there, but my other ones should be there. We have a safety form check that we're going to be going over. So before any car hits the track, they've got to go through a safety inspection first. We will probably give you a 1 week layback. So if there's anything that's wrong with the car, you will get a copy of this paper. It has got to be fixed by the next race.
Which we have some time because we have our race on Saturday, and then our next race is not until June.
No, it's not.
It's not
It's
until
in
May.
It is like
May. Sorry, May.
Yeah, May.
But,
Next
17th.
Monadnock. Yeah,
Yeah.
May 17th.
But we give you a
Yeah.
1 week.
Well,
We'll give you a 1 week, but the car's got to be safe to hit the track. I mean, we're not saying that
right.
you're going to get a slide if you're underweight or something. But if
Yeah.
it's unsafe to be on the track,
Then you got to
then
fix it
you
before
got to
it hits
fix
the
it
track.
before it hits
Like,
the track.
for
I mean,
instance,
we're not
like-
going to let someone go
Right.
out there and get
Yeah.
hurt.
Right.
Your
for
belts
instance,
aren't belted in right.
or your brakes aren't working.
Brakes aren't working.
Right.
There's
Which-
some things. that
Which
are
I
gonna
ended up
be-
checking my brakes at Romprey's house, actually.
So, but yeah.
But
in
it's still
order-
going through tech at the track either way.
In order for
They can.
every car's got to go through tech.
Yep.
But in order for anybody to be on the track, all safety issues have got to be
Right.
in line.
Right.
So you got to sit below the cage, obviously. All your belts. I don't care about the date as long as you're not ripped or frayed. You're good.
Right, give you some time to get them changed.
Right, exactly. Just as long as all the safety features are in check. So, but yeah, just any car. As soon as you get to the track, unload it, bring it over to tech so we can get it done.
Yeah, we'll try and get there. What time?
Gates
So
open
the
at 8
gates
a.m.
open at 8.
And do you think you guys will be there set up pretty early?
As soon as the gates open,
yeah,
I'll
I
be
was gonna
there
say.
and we'll set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're pretty much racing last race.
We are racing last.
Yeah.
Which, if everybody checks the 603 page, I did share it to the page, so everybody knows where we're parking.
Yeah,
Well,
when
we're
you
talking
pull
about-
in, you park in
Yes.
right to the right of the pit entrance.
Yeah. So it's pretty
Right,
simple
left,
this year.
maybe.
So I'll have to leave a spot open so we can set up the scales and everything else. So, and speaking of the scales, all drivers' meetings will be held at the scales at Tech. So there's no confusion on where Tech is. You skip Tech, you don't go to Tech, it's an automatic disqualification.
Also, I think you should set up. If you're expecting 20 cars, you should, if you're pulling in the pit gate, you should be the furthest so that when you come off the track,
right.
it's that spot.
Yep, it'll be the first spot.
Right.
Are you going to put it where
You
you
don't
had it
want-
last year?
You'll see where we put it.
Okay.
You don't want guys driving by their pit before they go. I mean, if we're going to get technical about stuff,
Right. So the Tech will be before all pit stops.
my guy might throw me in a piece of lead or something, so I make wait, on my way by. You just don't. Hey, I've seen
Yeah.
people fill water bottles with lead.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen.
Take this water bottle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
But
All
yeah,
kinds
we'll
of shit.
so there'll be no confusion on where Tech is. Tech is gonna be before all your guys' pit stops. Like I said, you drive by, don't even stop, keep going, because I'm not going to have you turn around and come back. And we're going to be very, very stern on tech this year. But yeah, that's where the meeting's going to be, because last year we had issues on people saying they didn't know where tech was. So towards the end of the season, that's where we actually start having tech at the scales.
Sounds like people are trying to find an excuse to take a lap around the pits and maybe pick up a little weight or something.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it's no ifs, ands, or buts. It'll all be there. And like I said, this is the first race coming up on Saturday. You can't win the race on the first lap, so let's keep it clean and let's have fun.
Second race, we're going crazy.
Right. Second race, we're running it on. You can't win any race on the first lap.
Right.
I mean, you're going to have people try. So
You can't win any race on the first lap, but remember, the last lap is coming.
Right, exactly. I got to get by this guy before the last lap.
Yeah, well, you gotta make it to the last lap in order to get there.
That's a good point.
That is a very good point.
So, but yeah, it's gonna be a great day. Gates open at 8 a.m. It's $45 to get in. If you do not have a transponder that has been delivered to you yet, the track does rent them. I think it's $20. Gotta have a transponder. The receivers supposed to have one. Again, if you didn't get it in the mail yet, then it is what it is. But you gotta get them.
I might actually have some extras. I bought some radios back when, and I think if I can get them programmed to the track frequency, they may work.
Yeah.
I have an extra in my trailer if anybody needs to borrow one.
Yeah, and I got a couple.
We get
in here as well.
printouts after the race with
So
if you have when you register your MyLaps online,
right,
you can see everything right online.
Yeah, because you can download an app that's called Speed Hives, and you can see it that way, or the MyLaps.
Yeah, you download
it.
Yeah,
you can see if you're getting
Speed
better.
Hive.
See,
Yeah.
I don't know this stuff.
Yeah, you can see if you're getting better or worse.
Right.
Yeah. Speed Hive. You download it and you'll see every lap time and where you finished and stuff like that. So it's cool.
And,
it's actually pretty
Just
cool.
like going to K1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
Exactly.
is. And then when we get to like tracks, I know Hudson does it. Lee probably. I don't know if Race Day TV will be up at Claremont.
I think
Yes, they will be. Yes, they will be. They've been advertising it.
So what's cool about that is then you go back and you can watch the race.
Yeah, but you gotta pay for speed. You gotta pay for it.
Which I've already
Yeah,
paid
that's
yearly
the problem.
subscription on that. So
What's
Probably
the yearly
the-
subscription?
Probably the cheapest thing.
I believe. I mean, if you don't have it, you can still sign up and look at it. I think it's like $10 per video, but if it's like a special event, it's like you got to pay like the yearly subscription or whatever. I paid $329 for it. So
No, Kendall. Gates open at 8, not 9. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I just looked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'll look again to make sure we're not.
it's on the 603 page.
So we're not
Um,
spewing out bad info.
right.
If anybody wants to call in, the number is now up on the screen.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm actually we're Facebook Live on Instagram too. So on my page.
Yeah, definitely says pits at 8, grandstands 10:30, hot laps 10:30, and then racing starts at 1.
Yeah, we're running last.
We
Now,
are
how much
last on the
practice do we
schedule.
get? Like, how's that work?
Running for 20 laps.
Okay.
2 rounds, I believe. Usually they try to get in.
Yes.
And it's just spaced in between other races and stuff during the day?
Nope.
how do we-
Nope.
So-
No, they
It's
just go to
a
every
4-hour
division.
race.
It looks like
Yeah.
practice will be 11:30 into 1. So they'll just go, 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
I'm going by what Star
I
does.
gotcha.
Star does
Yeah.
like 5 to 8 minutes, not so much a lap count.
Yeah.
Right.
But it looks
Like
like there's
Hudson
1,
was
2,
the other
3,
day,
4,
actually.
Yeah,
5,
yeah.
6,
They just
7,
had
8.
us going over and getting in line, and then whatever group was in line next went out on the track.
Oh, that works.
Folks, if you're listening, and I just looked at the schedule, 11 divisions there Saturday.
Ooh.
It's going to be a lot of good racing.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
And if you look at the thing that was posted to the 603, it does say where we are parking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
parking.
as soon as you go through the gate, we're right there, right on the right.
Left.
So,
Left.
left. Okay.
Left, right, same thing.
I mean,
No, if you're
Same
going
thing,
right,
but
you're going
opposite.
to the wall.
That's
Yeah.
why Jacob. That's,
And that's
why.
that's why we call you concussion queen. That's because
That's
we
why-
can't get you can't put the steering wheel on right.
That's why Jacob has a hard time. He thinks right and left there's no difference.
Yeah.
Mm.
So make sure you stay far clear away from him.
Yeah.
Oh, there comes the static.
Here comes the
great.
static. It's because you moved. It's got to be yours.
It's
No
gotta
one
be.
else moved. But it's really bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It can't be just mine.
Well, like, we're getting it at all. I'm thinking it's your cord. See? I
Just
don't know, who
nobody
cares?
move.
Let me
Stop
try and
moving
unplug it.
around. We'll be
Yeah,
fine.
stop moving.
Oh, I'll just
Everybody
unplug this
stay
one.
real still.
Yeah, right?
Talk into your microphone very clearly.
Yeah, no more stuff. Well, a little bit. Not as bad, though, for sure.
Well, I unplugged it, so. But,
Central
I mean,
in
is there-
nature.
Don't worry about that.
So, you want to.
Kendall,
That's
wow.
Jacob doing that.
That's what?
That's Jacob doing that.
Jacob, stop.
I'm trying to fix it. Give me a minute.
Kendall, it looks like the bottom of the pit, from what I can see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good
I
right
won't.
there.
Oh, don't forget me. And
Yeah, that's my sister. I'm picking her up in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, you are gonna get
My other sister.
Yeah, I know. I know who she is.
Wow, now I can't hear anything. We really fucked Jacob. I just looked up and thought he was in there with no shirt on. I was like, what kind of podcast are we running here?
So, you want to talk about your sponsors?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, Great American Fenestration Company, of course. Is right there. Go on with it, whatever you
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the sound here, but we have nothing.
Yeah.
It's coming static right now. Give me a minute. I'm trying to.
It's like tuning an old AM radio.
Yeah, right?
Hello? Check,
Oh,
check.
wait.
Can anyone hear me yet?
Tuning an old AM.
I'm trying to deal with the static.
I don't care about the
I don't
static.
care about the static, just get the sound working.
Everything's plugged in.
I'm gonna call
Any-
Kendall after the show.
I think we have
Why?
sound, don't we? No.
Yeah, I can.
Are we dead?
Jacob, can you hear
Are
us?
we live?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, cool. So, yes, Kendall, I'll call you after the show. But yeah, so, like I said, gates open at 8 a.m., so I want everybody to try and be there early, so we can get these cars all safety checked and everything before, practice starts and all. Looking forward to seeing everybody this year, and, it's been a long winter. So,
Too long.
What cars do you got coming to the track this weekend?
I have Liam McAdams' car coming,
Which I got to finish the body bolts on that one.
the number 21.
Good number. Why do you have the 21?
speaking
Just
of
a good number, not a race car driver number.
No, he's a rookie.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just curious.
Very green.
The 21 is a good car, Wood Brothers.
Mhm.
Like 100 years of racing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I still
Some
gotta,
shit.
I still gotta put blocks on your
Yeah.
pedals too.
Okay.
But other than that, she's ready to rock. We
And
got
then I just gotta finish bolting the body tomorrow.
We got the motor changed and everything good to go.
Yeah, I saw those pictures of the Raptor. It looks really good.
Good.
And then we'll also we have to do as well is charge the battery as well. So
So
we'll get that
So,
done
Sean,
we
tomorrow.
got the 21 of Liam McAdam. We got the 78 of Sean Martin. I got the 7 car, but I'm not gonna say who's driving that yet. Everybody will find out at the track. I have the number 36 of Jake T. Francisco. He's another green driver. Who else do I have?
You have me,
Oh,
Rompery.
I got Rompery's number 1 coming. That's 5 cars. My 28 car won't be there this weekend.
Thank God.
So that's number 6. And who's my number 7 car?
It was originally.
Isn't Rompery running the other one?
Don't-
Sorry. Never mind.
So, on to the next subject. We have a good question here from Chris Jack
Oh, here we go.
about, sounds like he's from Maine.
Yep.
And he said he's been to a few races up there. Seems like car counts are low. What kind of car counts are we expecting? So, this week may be a low car count. It's the beginning of the season. I think
Probably 10 or 12 cars.
10, 12 cars this week. 25 are registered, so you could see anywhere from, I would say, 15 to 30 every week.
Yeah.
Or every time we're on the track. I mean,
Yep.
you know, as we get through the season and people start wrecking them and, you know, stuff happens, you know, not everybody wants to devote every minute of their, you know, time to racing. So,
Yeah, for record,
But-
it's hard to get back on the track.
yeah, we definitely should have some of the best car counts, definitely of all of New England as far as mini cups.
Yeah.
And probably a pretty good car count even when you talk about 6-shooters and, you know, the what people may call upper class, you know, the bigger fendered cars.
Right.
I think we'll be able to compete with all of them
Yep.
as far as car count.
Yeah, this series started with 4 cars, and like I said, like Sean said, we're up to about 25, 28 cars that are signed up.
I put a lot of money into putting 4 cars on the track already.
It's no
and they're
joke.
Definitely going to be on track.
It's no
There's
joke.
bailing out now.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get them going and built, but once they're built on the track for a year, they're
Yeah.
not bad.
Right.
They're not bad at all.
I think once you get them rolling and they're at the track week in and week out,
Yeah.
the expenses go down.
Way down.
It's beginning to, and then next season too. You talk about like you had built your cars, and
Right.
we know the money that it takes to build a car. But going forward, after the cars are built, you're
Right.
basically just doing maintenance stuff. Like you
Yeah,
could
I
tell,
don't know,
I could tell
guys
you
are tearing
bearings
your whole
and
car down every winter
Yeah.
and then putting it all back together
But-
again. And that seems
but
like
you're
a
not
lot of
really-
work, actually.
it's not.
Yeah,
It's not
right.
once because you're not tearing it down completely. You're taking rear axles out, changing bearings. I mean, what are the bearings? $15 a piece, and you know, you're just changing front and rear bearings. I pull mine apart weekly to do that. Some people may not choose to do that, because it is a lot of work weekly.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
but once the car is built and on the track, it
Yeah.
literally is just bearings,
No,
and you
I'm
know
loo-
what you
I'm
spent
looking
on
forward
bearings.
to
You know
next
what I
year,
mean?
believe
So
me.
yeah,
This
next year
year's
should be
been a
way
painful
easier.
year.
Oh, yeah.
You should be able to take a month or
Should
two
feel a
off
lot
during the
better.
winter.
Yeah, right. Right.
The most work you'll be doing is driving.
Right.
Yeah, that would be
That's how it
nice.
should be.
That would be nice.
Yeah. So just unload it right out of the trailer and go racing.
Right.
So that,
Nut and bolt
You
stuff.
want to talk about driving for a
I'd
minute?
like to talk. I've been waiting since I think you got here at about
yeah,
6:15.
you were the only one that
So,
made it to Hudson.
I wanna
Street.
know how the
the
rookie made out at
24 car
Hudson.
Made it to the testing tune at Hudson Speedway, and we were the only mini cup car there. And it was me and Josh, my stepson, who's been on here before, and you guys will all get to know over the season. But totally green, never been to a racetrack even. And we knew everybody else had bailed. Peter had texted me and said
Right.
everyone was leaving. But then Hudson posted track drying was underway. And we live about a half hour from Hudson, so it's not a very far trip. And I
Mm.
called the track and said, "Are you guys really going to stay open and let guys get in some late runs?" And they said yes. and I said,
Load
Josh,
it up.
we gotta shake down the car. Like, if we have an opportunity, we gotta take
Absolutely.
it and get on track. And so we loaded up the car onto the trailer and headed over there and got to do 2 10-lap runs in my car. First time I've ever driven a mini cup car, don't forget. Luckily, we were the only ones there, so the only one on the track when I was on the track, which was
No pressure.
really
no-
relaxing
Right.
because I knew I wasn't getting run over from behind.
Mm.
And if I spun it, I wasn't getting run over from behind.
Right.
And so, yeah. But here's the things that happen when you're a newbie at the track. And of course, I'm sure we both were, I was feeling the adrenaline, and I'm sure he was too. Just being at the track and not knowing the drill and all that stuff. So we got my car all ready to go, and we were doing good, staying like nice and calm and just taking our time. The girl was like, when we checked in, was like, "Oh, you guys should get over there and get going or whatever, because they're gonna want to get you on track. You haven't been out yet." And we were like, "No, don't tell anybody to rush for us or anything like that. We'll wait for our next round," because at that time they were doing it.
Yeah.
Right, just whatever, right.
Then they ended up calling out a few minutes later, just when a group of cars wants to run, go over and line up, and we'll let
Yeah.
different groups out onto the track.
That's nice when they do that.
Yeah.
So then we could just go, yeah, we went over when we wanted to. But super fun, I'll say first. And you guys talk about how these things feel like race cars when you're in the car. And yeah, I keep calling the thing a go-kart all the time.
Right.
Now I drove it, it's a race car. You know?
Right. It very much
It's
is a race
fucking
car.
Oh, yeah. Holy Moses.
So
We
Chris
are allowed
Jack,
to swear a little bit on the
Yeah.
podcast, right?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not violating any,
No.
Any
FCC
FCC rules, right?
so Chris Jack,
Yeah.
it is if you're looking to get a mini cup from out west, it's basically
Lots
just,
of changes.
not a lot of changes. Change the motor and tin the doors and make sure the fuel cell's in the back of the car.
And add bars.
Yeah, if,
There's
it,
a
if
lot.
it doesn't already
There's
have
a
them.
lot.
Yeah, my
There-
car had a
we-
lack of structure
yeah.
to it that
So
we
we,
added some
because I've
structure.
looked at, without getting too far off the subject, I've looked at a lot. We're the safest mini cups probably
Anyway.
anywhere.
Yeah.
We don't zip tie nets to
Yeah.
Well,
save
and
my
when
feet.
we're not letting guys tune up the carburetors and stuff
Right,
like
as
that.
much
That
as-
really
right.
help. I mean,
It's kind of-
obviously these cars could get going like 110 or 115 with a
Oh, yeah.
tuned carburetor,
Mhm.
right? Tuned carburetor.
with a
And yeah, so that'd be dangerous.
Yeah. Well, we reached about 100 miles
I
an
can
hour.
tell
at
you
least.
right now because I didn't even get fully up to speed, and yeah, it
Yeah,
felt
we-
pretty quick.
Yeah, we get up to about 100 miles an hour at
were
least.
you
Yeah.
were you able to
Oh, so here's what happened.
were you able
I'll
to
finish the story. I'll try and be quick. I'm not trying to talk all night, but it's funny. So the one thing we forgot to do, and I hadn't maybe even told Josh about it, but I had overinflated all my tires in the garage the night before so we could just bleed out air at the track.
And you forgot
be
to take
ready
the
to
air
go,
out.
Right? We brought the compressor full of air, but we had no power or anything.
Right.
All we had was the air in the tank, so I wanted to save it for adjustments. or
Right.
whatever. Well, we forgot to take pressure out of my tires. And I hadn't even pumped them up a little bit. I pumped them up quite a bit and not checked pressure in any
Right, just
tire.
kind
I
of blew 'em
pumped
up.
them up randomly just
Right.
so I knew they would be higher than they should have been.
So that was a learning
And
experience.
literally, yeah, like the second I hit the track, or even before I went out on the track, we were lined up already and waiting to go out. And I said, Josh was talking to me, and I said, dude, we didn't take air out of my tires. Like, this is going to be a scary fucking run.
Right, this
here."
is gonna be a-
And you guys always talked about the bouncing of the cars and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
right?
So if
I
they're
can
over
tell you,
aired,
yeah, when you go out with like 30 pounds of pressure in your tires, those fucking things bounce. Holy shit. It was a slow run, but I did get to feel out the car some and start to feel out the track. Noticed immediately on the first run there's a giant bump in the middle of turn 4.
Yeah.
But instead of being smart and taking the line around it, I continued to try and run over that bump straight
get the
enough
hang of it.
that it wouldn't mess me up.
Yeah.
But you come off that bump, and by the time you land on the ground again, you're so
you've
close.
already moved.
You feel like you're heading straight for the wall, right? And because you're coming hard off of turn 4, every time I'm trying to go harder off of the corners, I'm going easy into them right now because I just don't
Right.
know what I'm
Want to get the
doing,
feel.
right?
Yeah.
But I'm hitting that bump and bouncing really hard and heading up towards the wall and scaring myself, even on the first run, and I'm not going very fast. But then we took it in the pits, and another thing I forgot to mention that we figured out as I'm like driving across the pit area to get ready to line up is I realized even though we thought my car had pretty good brakes, it really has no brakes. Once it's moving, it won't actually stop.
They don't.
So another reason for being very cautious on the first run.
Right.
I know I don't have any brakes already, but I still wanted to go run it. 'Cause
Absolutely,
I know
you
I
had
don't
some
really
type of brake.
need the
Right.
brakes
Right,
very
you had
much. I
some
did
type
have-
of
yeah,
brake, right?
If I mashed it to the ground, it would slow down.
Oh,
a
yeah.
little. It
But
just-
you're not going to get it much better than that.
right. Well, no,
I mean-
they're a lot better now. I can tell you that. I took it back to my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
He
Because I was just saying,
feisted them up, and
they're,
they're all good to go.
they're
My pedal won't even go all the way down
Right.
now.
yeah. So you got rid of the air
Yeah.
and stuff, but yeah,
Yeah.
they're just you
It just
know
wasn't
when
there.
you're at 90 miles an hour and you go to
Right.
hit them,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah, it
just they're
wasn't
not
gonna
like
slow
a
down.
car, right? You
And
know.
so, yeah, I'm thinking if I loop it, this is going to be bad because
Right.
I don't have any brakes to like lock it down. If
Right.
I loop it. But still, I go out on my second run now. We've adjusted air pressures, got a lot closer. Still not perfect, but took it down to below 20 anyways everywhere. And
Yeah.
a little lower on the left. And went out and did the second run. And right away, I get a little gutsy.
Right.
Because now I've
'Cause you
done
should
one
have some
run
more
and I'm
grip
feeling
too,
good about
right,
it,
yeah.
And I really kind of want to go and check out what's going on. And on my first full lap, I still try and run across that damn bump again. And I loop the car right there in the track. And worst of all, I have no brakes. So I've looped the car. Now I'm rolling backwards. And I can't even stop the car rolling backwards because my brakes are so
Right.
bad. And I'm still probably going 15 miles an hour backwards or
Right.
whatever. I did get it to stop, of course. It just took off and started running laps again. And it was fine. But things that are different than I expected, like that bump is actually what I expected.
Mhm.
It's wide enough that the whole car hits the bump and gets airborne. What I
Avoid
did
it.
not expect is any random line you run, there can be one little bump that you run 6 inches higher, and all of a sudden you're hitting a bump and flying towards the wall
Right.
at what feels like a million miles an hour. It's
Yeah.
like the bump is not all the way across the track where there are bumps. Sometimes the bumps are
Right.
just one tiny random spot that you have no way of seeing until you launch off of it, and then you just have to learn where it is.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot about my car. We got some stuff straightened out. We left the track with a list of stuff that needed to be fixed.
Yeah, just make sure you check the
And-
brakes.
Fixed it all. Yeah, I got brakes for days now.
Good.
It's all good. But it was incredible. Great learning experience, super fun, and I cannot wait. I'm petrified to be on the track with other cars, and yet I can't wait to be on the track with other cars.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Chris Jack,
And this-
the thing is with Dillon Motor Speedway, all they run is rigids. They don't run suspended to Dillon. So, but yeah, they're pretty quick.
Yeah, they run wrist restraints down there as well.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah, so we're glad that you made it to the track and you had fun.
Because that's what it's about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
And it's gonna be a big difference with 15, 20 other cars on the track with you.
And shout out to Josh if he's watching. I doubt he's watching. He's working on race
He better be
cars.
working on race cars.
Probably. He had a rough day today. I sent him through hell. He works for me as well, and he did a good job keeping his shit together. But also shout out, he was a big help at the racetrack, coming
Good.
with me to the racetrack. He
Right.
really helped walk me through shit, keep me moving slow,
Good.
And
focused on what
Focused, right? That's
Yeah.
and it was
That's
awesome.
the main thing.
so. Are you gonna avoid the bump?
I'm gonna, yeah. In my
The big
second
one?
run, I started running higher off of that corner. It's my natural inclination from the simulator. I run that higher arc in and lower arc out of the corner,
Right.
kinda, and I can't do that when there's a bump there. I
Right.
gotta learn
Right.
not to. And so you feel like you're not running your fastest line anymore, but really
Right.
you're running your fastest
But everybody's
line. And
gonna
it's a
have
lot
to run
smoother
that
up
line
there.
too.
And the whole middle of the track at Hudson was a lot smoother
Yeah.
than when you start to get lower on that track for sure.
I raced Hudson for over 30 years in a mini stock. So.
Yeah. And I didn't even get up in the high group because, of course, I'm still a little intimidated by the wall. So I didn't get to see how smooth it was up there, but I'm sure at some point I'll be.
Yeah, you don't want to go up too much
checking
higher
it
because
out.
that's where all the marbles are.
Yeah, right. That's the thing I had in the back of my brain. So
Yeah.
I'm going to get up there and get into the wall
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, coming off. I don't know. I have a nice video you can watch of that bump after the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Abby was taking video of my runs, but the video
That's key,
quality
too.
is so
Right.
bad, I can't even see my spin because I'm down the other end of the track.
Right.
So I can't even, see good what happened. I really
It's good to have video too,
wanted to
because
see
then
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People can point out, okay, you should be doing this, and
I had her using a camera, and I think, honestly, she just needs to film it. This weekend, she's going to try it with her phone.
Oh, nice.
what she got for a phone? Is
Just
it an iPhone? Yeah.
13 or
Yeah.
My
15
wife
or
has one of them stupid Androids, but
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
tell you, for videoing, she literally takes pictures of the moon.
Yeah,
sees a
right.
crater on the moon
Yeah.
with them things, but
Yeah, I'm hoping that'll work out better.
and then
actually.
again, Race Day TV. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
Race
know
Day
what the
TV.
sponsor is. I don't know what Jacob. Did you say the cost of it?
I mean, per video, if it's not a special event, then you're fine. But if it's just a single race, it's like $10.
Yeah, so it's worth
Yeah.
seeing yourself.
But if it's like a
And
special
just
event,
talk
like
about
their
it,
spring,
that's gotta be cool.
And so they record races from all the tracks around?
Yes.
Well,
From
For
all
Race
of
Day
Ben's,
TV,
I think,
Star
right?
Lee. For Race Day TV, they do Lee Speedway, they do Claremont Motorsports Park, and they do
Hudson.
Hudson Speedway.
And when you pay for it, can you download video of it
I don't see
and
why
use
not.
it?
I believe so. I haven't got that far into it.
That run by Race Day TV.
Which one?
Monadnock.
I don't know.
I'm just
I
curious.
I literally think they run Monadnock.
No, I don't think they put some on Monadnock, but not all the time. I think it's like Speed TV or something for Monadnock.
Something with Monadnock, because I thought.
Not Speed TV, sorry.
I don't know what it is, but
I don't
yeah,
know.
it's one of Ben's tracks, anyways.
Yeah, it's I can't name it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I
Oh,
can
that's
look that
right.
up real quick.
It changed owners last year, the year before.
But Ben never owned a Minetta.
Maybe not. I thought he did.
Nope.
Thought he owned Monadnock,
Nope.
Lee, and Hudson, and then when he bought,
He owns Claremont.
I thought when he bought Lee, that's when that Monadnock changed hands. No, I could be wrong.
Not that I know of. No.
I'm probably just wrong,
So Liam,
even though I'm not.
you ready?
Oh, I'm
What-
definitely.
What's your plans?
So I'm kind of hoping that I can get a good feel for it in practice this Saturday, and just hoping that once the race starts, I can hop behind somebody and not really worry about being in front, but just trying to get a feel for the
Get a
track.
feel for it,
Right.
right.
Especially
Yeah,
at Claremont,
right.
because Claremont is an odd-shaped track.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was watching video this morning of one of the pro stock cars
Yeah.
running laps there.
You run the same
Yeah.
lap as them,
That's
really.
an odd-shaped track.
It is
and
very
it's a lot
odd-shaped.
flatter than I thought it was. I thought it was like a banked track.
It
It's-
is.
It's banked.
It doesn't look.
It doesn't look at it. Going into 1 and 2, it's really steep.
Yeah.
You're almost climbing a hill.
like Hudson.
Yeah. Yeah, you're almost climbing a hill
Oh, that's
there.
good. I feel good
And
about
then
that.
turn 3 and 4 is it's the lines are so different from 1 and 2 to
They
3
are.
and 4.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
can tell.
completely different line. Like I always say, the apex.
Turn 2 looks like you're driving straight towards the wall.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know who we
Rihanna.
had on. Who did we have on that drove there and said they were lifting because they thought they'd go right into the wall? And I'm
Yeah.
like, if you
He's
lift in these
definitely
cars,
ready,
you're
I
losing.
promise.
yeah.
You're losing.
Yeah,
You're
well,
going backwards.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You might just not be losing.
Or you
your
might
car.
just not be losing your car. Right. I obviously don't drive her straight into the wall, but
There's gonna be times when
right,
you're
you
gonna
gotta
wanna
lift, right.
people.
but
Don't
Um,
listen to these guys. I'm telling you, I didn't do one lap flat out, and
yeah,
Yeah,
once
there
once you
ain't
get
no
some
way.
experience in them, you'll be flat out.
Yeah.
For sure. Once
Yeah,
you get the
no,
car
I was
going
starting to
better.
hold speed through the
Exactly.
Yeah.
And once you
corner.
get
I kept
trust.
getting off, and then literally watching the video afterwards, I get off the gas heading into the corner, and a quarter of the way into the corner, I'm back on the gas
Right.
again. 'cause
It's
I'm like, wait,
natural
I'm
to
fine.
lift
Like,
when you
everything's
turn,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Because what do you do in your car?
Right.
Even
Right.
the first time I got in one at Londonderry, I was lifting going in, and then I got off the track, and I'm like, wow, that was really slow. Everyone passed me like 3 or 4 times, and I forget who it was that came up to me, and they said, yeah, would you hold that thing on the floor? I said, oh, you don't lift? Every race car I've ever been in or even seen, you lift, right?
Right.
So I went back out and didn't lift, and I was like, oh, they do stack. They do. I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get to where
Yeah.
I trust
You
it,
will.
but I
Just
think
it's
like-
just you got to get there.
Just
Right.
like Ken said, don't lift or you're eating concrete.
well,
So especially Claremont, Ken knows.
and
Yeah.
being the only car on the track was good and bad, because if you wreck it and you're the only car on the
Right.
track, that
All
would
eyes are
be
on you.
pretty humiliating.
Right.
So, there was that in the back of my brain the whole time.
Yeah.
No, all right.
But yeah, Liam, I know for a fact, you just get some seat time probably for this first race. You're
You'll
not
be
gonna go out-
competitive once
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, once you figure it out
And
and,
it's-
you get more
Yeah,
comfortable,
tracks,
you'll
too.
you'll go.
Not gonna lie, Claremont
At
is
least in the 7 car.
probably one of the most technical tracks we're gonna run.
Just ask Romprey last race of the season.
Smooth, right?
Claremont?
Yes.
This isn't the one that got
I think
repaved?
so. No,
No,
Monadnock's
Monadnock
repaved.
is when they
Oh,
repaved.
Monadnock's
No,
right.
it is. It's not horrible. It's not the worst track we go to,
Yeah.
but it's technical. It's because if you don't run the right line, you're just super slow.
Yeah.
It don't matter what you do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
can see as soon as the
if
car
you
starts kicking around on you,
Right.
you're slowing down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you
probably wouldn't be following somebody.
somebody just learn it,
Yeah.
right? Or like he just said, he was earlier today watching the Pro Stocks run. The first time I ever went there, I went there in an enduro car and lapped the field. We were in a V6 and we lapped the V8s in it. I was in one of Ryan Partridge's cars,
Yeah.
and
That felt pretty good.
yeah, kind of, but it was. I had never been there, but I just watched. We're the last one to practice. Get your car teched, get your tire pressures close, go watch. That's
Yeah.
what I can say is go watch, learn the line. Everyone's gonna run, the guys that are running, I forget what's there, I just looked, but guys that are running 6-shooters and street stocks, their street stocks probably aren't there because they're at New Hampshire that day. But any of them guys are gonna run the line that needs to be run the
Right.
fastest. Because they've been there.
Right, and then you got to run that line.
You got to run that line. It doesn't matter that we're go karts.
And you're driving a suspended car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can even take some of the bumps.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit.
I would still stay away from the bump at Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll hurt
Yeah.
anyway,
No.
right?
Well,
That was the
you
last
wa-
race
the
I
car
ran was at
walk.
Hudson and
I was
Mini
just
The
Shop.
car
convinced
washes up
that
no
I
matter
could like
what.
run
Yeah.
straight enough
Over
over it and maintain speed, but it was just a bad idea from the start.
Right.
Yeah. I needed to give up on that after I hit it the first time.
Yeah,
Right.
Right.
But being stubborn, you're like, I can make
That's-
this work.
that's-
Well,
problem.
it kind of works out in his favor too because he's trying to get the hang
Well,
of the
you
car.
do
so if he hits a
gotta-
bump, then
So
you can try and hang on.
Yeah,
to
I
it.
got
Right.
good practice looping
Right.
it.
you probably you're not going to be able to run your preferred line all the time either. Sometimes you might have to say, okay, I'm committing to this bump to get by this guy.
Right.
Right,
Like,
right.
so
that's
you'll
the
have
thing,
experience, see?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Always
Turns
the
to be in your
bright side
favor.
of
Hopefully
things.
it'll work out for me.
But yeah, we'll get you out on the track. We'll get you some practice in the seat. Get
We'll
some
all
seat
take
time
care
the
of
first.
you. We'll all take care of each other
Exactly.
out there. We know
You
we
know.
gotta get through the first few races.
Right.
We got a lot of rookies on the
Yeah.
track.
So get out there, get some seat time. Who cares if you place last? As long as
Yeah.
you're still out there and you
As
finish
long
the
as I'm
race.
having fun.
Exactly. That's all that matters. And the car gets rolled in the trailer, and we don't pick it up and put it in the
It's
trailer.
a good day when the car rolls back in.
Exactly.
That's
And
something I
just
would like
being
to
there
see,
with
too.
everybody is going to be fun.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
all going to have a good time,
Right.
right? Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
That's
Absolutely.
It's going to be a fun atmosphere. The track is cool.
Yep.
Right.
Oh,
Right, yeah.
So I do have a car. Actually, 1, 2, 3 of my cars won't be there this weekend. The other ones will be. 1 rigid won't be there, and 2 suspended won't be there.
Who's the other suspended?
So it's William Elliott. He's got one of my rigids suspended. Excuse me.
Is that the one that you're talking about earlier about bending a bearing?
But no, he wasn't. He didn't bend the bearing. He messaged me back. He was.
I was going to ask how you bend a bearing.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, you can't. You can't bend the bearing. So.
Can bend lots of things in these
I was gonna
cars.
say, I've never
Bearings
done
out
that before.
one
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, I know.
If you did, you had a real problem.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'm just
So
excited.
We, yeah.
so Rachel here is actually going to be running the golf cart because I got my golf cart back from Londonderry Raceway. We're going to put the 603 logo on it, and she's actually going to be driving the golf cart. So
Nice. Is she serving drinks?
Right?
There'll be a cooler on there, trust me. And she's gonna be chauffeuring me around.
Well, you are getting to that age.
Hey, you easy.
Yeah.
Rachel, it'll be good to have you at the track. Sorry you're not racing with us, but it'll be good to have you at the track.
No,
Any
we
help
definitely
is
have a
good.
good surprise coming July 27th.
Yeah.
Yes.
So July 27th at the Hudson Speedway, we will be doing a gender reveal. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna buy 2 big, huge black body balloons, and my wife and I are gonna fill them up with the color powder because we're gonna be the only ones that are gonna know the gender of the baby. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill up the balloons with the color of the powder of the gender, and she's gonna drive a mini cup if she can fit in one.
If I can fit in one.
If not, she's gonna drive the golf cart. And Jacob's gonna drive his mini cup. We're gonna put big, huge spikes on the front of them. They're gonna drive around the track and into the balloons, and then when they pop, you'll see the color of the powder.
And yes, there will be pink streamers on hers, and then there will be blue on mine.
Same color.
Yes.
I thought we
But
weren't doing
it's
pink
a
and blue.
race to see who gets to pop the first balloon.
Well, we'll see. You never know. I could, you know,
Rachel,
I
let
could
me
really-
drive for you. Man.
I could
want
really
this.
screw
I
with-
want it bad. I'm
Want
telling
it.
you.
I could really screw with both of them and put one blue and one pink.
I don't know about that dust all blowing into my car.
Yeah, don't test that one because we don't want twins.
But
No, you don't.
Even though it runs in the family.
Assure
if
you
it's
don't
pink,
want
it would be
twins.
good. It would
I'm
go
a twin,
with my
so it runs in my family.
I can
Pink
assure you,
Revolution
you
that
don't
was
want twins.
working with.
Yeah, I'm a twin.
I don't care. I can assure you.
He doesn't.
You
But
don't.
I'd laugh so hard. I'd do one blue and one pink, just to screw with him. But no, I think the colors are gonna be purple and teal. Teal for the boy, purple for the girl.
Oh, you just got to be different. Look,
That's her.
Right. Pink and
I mean, I would say periwinkle, but I don't know how far that one would go.
No, we can actually. What about doing periwinkle?
If they have it. I don't know if they have a
Or
periwinkle color.
no, we can do like the
Where
actual
do you
blue.
buy
I just won't.
colored
I
stuff?
just won't.
they
do-
actually have a whole thing of it. Like a bunch of I've seen a bunch of gender reveals. My family had a bunch of kids this
Amazon, right?
past year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything
I'm
comes
sure.
in.
Right.
Or
But
teal.
yeah, we did.
Like half-white race car.
Right.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, so that's gonna be on July 27th at Hudson Speedway. So I already talked to Ben. He approved of it. I'm thinking we might have it at the end of the night, so the powder's not all over the track for the cars.
Is that the money rate?
It's supposed to be. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
The Great American Federation is still putting up $500 for the rigid cars for the money rate.
Awesome. Yeah, and then my wife is still putting up the money for the suspended.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
We
That's
should
great.
put together a rigid and win both of them.
Yeah, somebody's got.
I got one out there.
I don't think it's gonna be me. Somebody's
I got
gotta
one
win.
out there. But how you?
I
gonna-
don't
How you
listen.
gonna drive both cars? at the
Well, that's
same
what I
time?
was just thinking.
Can't split yourself
I
in
tell you
half.
what, if we get Josh on the track, he's gonna be fast. Actually,
Good.
me and him went to another different K1 karting.
He was.
not long ago.
Did you
picked it
guys
up
go to the
quick.
one in Rochester?
Holy shit, he was turning fast laps
Yeah.
with this other guy.
I
that
gotta get together
raced
with you
there
guys
all
when
the
you do
time.
that.
Did you guys go
He
to
was-
Rochester?
We
He
should
was-
plan a.
3/4 of a second and a second faster than me. And
Right.
I
Wow.
felt like I was going pretty damn fast.
Did you guys go to the new Rochester one?
No, we were we were down in Pound Ridge, New York.
Oh wow.
We went to
Well, I'm not
what is
going
it,
with you then.
Katonah? I guess we were in Katonah.
Thought you were local. I thought you were local. I was like,
No, we were working on a job down there, and we had to stay overnight, so
Awesome.
we went racing.
Yeah,
while we
why
were
not?
there.
yeah,
You
But-
gotta
Why
fit in
not?
the fun somewhere.
Yeah, right.
definitely. I wouldn't mind getting together with you guys and go and do
Yeah,
some
definitely.
K1.
Well,
That'd be
yeah.
fun. That would be fun, all
Go
of
down
us
to
together.
Wilmington or Marlboro.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Apex is easy.
Yep.
Why we all walk in with our fire suits and helmets?
They all laugh at us. We walk in
Yeah,
with our
At
helmets.
Yeah.
Christmas time,
But whatever.
we had a Christmas party.
I'm wearing my helmet.
We went out to the Apex out in Mass for a Christmas party that we had at work.
Oh yeah.
And me, my brother-in-law, and was it you, Jacob?
I believe so.
We all went there and we showed up with our fire suits on and our helmets, and we walked up and they're like, "Boy, you guys ain't no joke, are you?" We're like, "No, we race cars."
I literally showed up at New Hampshire Motor Speedway with my fire suit, helmet,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
everything, and they're like, But that was fun.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
something if a couple guys want. I mean,
Yeah.
it's expensive.
Yeah,
But if a couple
right.
guys wanted
Yeah.
to do that, I would
Yeah.
do it again too, because
Yeah.
I loved
I
it.
could.
But
those
it's-
tracks, like, that's an epic workout.
Yeah.
Right. No,
Your arms are so tired after 2 races, like that's all you got in. you.
Right,
You're like,
right.
fucking, all right, I'm done.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
I did that.
workout. But it's
Rusty
super fun.
Wallace
I don't want. That's something I should
did
try
the
at some point.
Oh,
For
yeah,
sure.
we should
If-
get
for-
a
if
good
nothing
number.
else,
We
it's
should let you
fun.
know when we're
Yeah,
gonna go
so-
down.
Yeah,
and run
I'd
somewhere.
definitely
be
But
interested.
Not in Pound Ridge, New York. You
Right,
have to
yeah,
go
yeah.
have
I
fun.
could drive.
But we'll
Right.
go down to Massachusetts. and run some
Yeah,
tracks.
Yeah,
go
yeah,
right to
definitely.
Apex.
It's good.
Apex,
It actually,
yeah.
I'm positive it's good practice. Like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something I'd be definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting for a phone call on Route 106 Race Park too. So once we get that and we get
Then
the green
you
light
can
to go
open
on that,
some
then we can just go right over there and get
practices.
practice.
Yeah, I would like to talk to you if you could. I don't know what the shape of the track's going to be this
It's
year.
beautiful.
But I'd like to do a little charity thing.
Yeah.
over there. We're doing, giving away a driving experience.
Absolutely.
Can you give it to me?
I need a track to run.
Yeah.
Let people run on. We're
Well, I'll
gonna let 'em, like,
I'll call
follow
Johnny
Josh
on
around
Monday
the
and
track.
I'll call Johnny on Monday and we'll go from there and see what he says. And because I know he was waiting for a call from his lawyer and from his insurance company, but I told him, I go, look, your insurance company don't have to cover the track. That's what I get insurance for.
Yeah, right.
So because
Right.
I'll get the track insurance, which covers the track.
Well, and everybody's got to sign a waiver,
Right.
Like obviously, yeah.
Yep.
It shouldn't be. I mean, I get it. It's always a risk, right?
Right.
But
Mm.
the reality is, everybody's signing a waiver, and we all know what we're there for, and we all know what potential problems are,
Exactly.
and we all know we ain't getting money out of anybody if we have potential problems.
Right.
So it's pretty much on us to deal with it.
Yeah,
That's just
that's-
the way it is. That's
Right.
racing.
Exactly.
I agree. I just want to say something to Ken. I hope you enjoy your cruise. It's very well deserved. Hope you and your son have a great time. We'll be thinking of you while you're cruising all over and having fun while we're racing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
The NASCAR experience. We should do that too.
my wife.
Josh wants to do that real bad. I think,
If he does
I think
it,
it's
let me
overrated
know.
and expensive.
It is.
I think driving a mini cup car is probably more exciting than the NASCAR experience. Honestly.
I want to do it, but my wife won't let me.
It's
I'm
not.
medically
It's
cleared
a,
already, so
So I did the Rusty Wallace one. 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe,
yeah, something like that.
and I generally enjoyed it. The cars handle so good that you can't spin them out.
Do you get a lot of laps? Do you feel like for your money?
I did 12, maybe 15 laps, and I don't know what my wife paid for it.
See, I feel
Cassie,
like
if you
my
want to
adrenaline
comment and
level
let
would
me
be
know.
So high at that, it would be just like driving.
Oh, no, it took
Hudson, like,
forever.
I can't even remember the.
Honestly, 15 laps, I felt like I was out there for it. When I got out, of course it was a hot day, it was like 97 degrees.
Oh,
But when I
yeah.
got out of the car, I was like exhausted.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
it was fun. They let you pass,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like a
Follow the leader. Kind
Follow
of.
That's
the
what I
leader
gotta
type of
work
thing.
out with doing this driving experience. and,
They
like, we're
let
gonna
you
get ready
pass,
for
they-
driving experiences and how aggressive do we let them? I think
Right.
we just gotta let them
line up and just kind of
Yeah.
right. They had like so what they did, and you could take it from them too, is they just had a braking zone. They had a zone where you were not on the throttle past this X, and then they had another X at the exit of the corner where you could get back onto the throttle. And then they did that in both corners, so that if you follow their rules, you basically can't wreck the car. But
You
my
might be able to squirt by somebody. On
Yeah,
the straightaway
right,
if
'cause
they're not
everybody's
getting
right, but
on it. Everybody's
so,
got a
like,
different fear level.
they were really good. My spotter was really good. Like I drove through the braking zone by like 5 car lengths the first time, and then like I lifted, turned the car in, and at the center of the corner, I'm already like, okay, this thing's slow. Like so, I was already picking up the throttle. Like he yelled at me like 2 laps, and then finally he didn't yell again. He was like, okay, I guess he's got it under
That's
control.
like-
I guess he's got it under control,
That's like
right?
At K1, so the track that we were at, like running, Josh was running in the 38s and 39s, whatever. And I had my first run on the track. Of course, Josh had already been there. once, 'cause
Right.
He'd done a delivery down to there already, and they stayed overnight. Him and Andrew went. So I hadn't run a 40 yet after my first run. The guy's like, if you get a 40, then you get map 4. They turn you
Right,
up
up.
on your car.
Right.
So go get a 40. So I went out and I ran a 39 something my second
So they
lap,
turn you up.
and he turned me up.
Right.
But I could not
Right.
run with Josh and this guy. They
Yeah.
were quick.
Wow.
They had good car control.
We
Yeah.
all gotta go.
Me and
I
Jo-
am definitely
me and
interested. I was
Josh,
on you
we
name
have-
it.
We have motorcycle communicators
So you
on,
had them
so
on?
we can talk to each other while
Right.
we're driving the
Oh,
car.
that's funny.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so he's like, "Oh, dude, I just got into it really hard." He's
Yeah,
like,
that
"I
would be
didn't
fun
mean
to get
do
a bunch
that."
of us from 603 down to just
Yeah,
do that. Just
super fun.
another thing that we can all do together that
Yeah,
makes us a
absolutely.
family. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
should do like a 603 mini cup
Yeah,
series
just-
goes karting event
Right,
where a whole
yeah.
bunch of guys go karting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be a
well,
blast.
I can make a
That'd be
post on that. Say meet us here
That'd
at
be
this
super
time,
fun.
and
Yeah, right.
let's have some fun.
I'm
Absolutely.
definitely.
I'm pretty sure Ken would go too.
It's fun.
So Ken would probably
Yeah.
show us all how to drive.
Yeah, Ken, are you going to be at
spent,
the track
like,
this weekend? Your car ready to go?
He's not. He's not racing
driving
this year.
He backed out on
Yeah,
us.
he's been working a lot, and he's got a lot to do on his house.
Is he
and-
building cars?
No,
I know he's real
he's not
good at that.
even-
No,
Is he
he's gonna
setting up
be.
cars for people?
I'm gonna be helping him put his 350 Super in the garage, and he's gonna tear it down and get ready for 2026.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So,
that's too
he's
bad.
just-
Sorry, you're not racing with us.
He's got a lot of work to do on his house. I told him, reach out if you need help. So, I'll go over there and give him a hand and stuff like that. So,
Would he hop in a car that was all ready to go if we needed a driver for a weekend? Or is he just
I doubt it.
not to do it?
if
If he's gonna get
available-
in, if he's gonna get in a car, he's gonna want to know that it's capable of winning.
if
you
he's
know
gonna
what I
get in
mean.
the car, he's probably gonna want to.
From what I
He
understand, it
wants a
can,
suspended
right?
car
He wants
and
to
He
get
wants
into
to
the-
suspend it, and he's gonna
He
want
wouldn't come
something that's
drive one of my
competitive.
Right, he's
piece
gonna
of
want to get
crap
in the car.
rigid
He
cars.
actually set
Right,
up, the
sets
one that
up
he
and
drove.
stuff. Like he wants to. I mean, unfortunately, when you get to like Ken's age, and I mean, quite frankly, my age, I'm not
My
getting in a.
age, you guys.
Yeah,
come
I'm not
on
getting.
now.
Well, I mean,
I'm older
in
than
my
he
year,
is.
but my
I'm going rigid car
all my-
racing. I don't care what you guys.
all my years of racing, I'm not willing to put myself in a car that isn't capable of winning. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
because at this
Right.
point, going out there and being lap traffic for someone that's ran, 5-6 years in these minute cups would be embarrassing. Like
Yeah.
you said, you get embarrassing quick.
Yeah, right.
And not saying that I won't be lap traffic this weekend. I very well could be. I mean,
Yeah, I have no idea.
if you
what
miss
my
a
car's
setup,
really gonna
right.
Be like.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, if you
Yeah.
miss the setup,
Every
you're
track
lap
is different.
traffic.
I think I'm overweight, but I think I'm just leaving it. there.
Overweight's fine.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I think I'm like
I
20
mean,
pounds.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
would
fun.
say 20's nothing.
Yeah. Right.
I think
I'm not gonna worry. About
most
it.
guys run 20-ish.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try it there. And see
I
how
don't-
Yeah, we're gonna
I'm
go over the scales.
I'm about 15, 20 pounds over.
I like the idea of it being a little heavy on the track.
Yeah,
Kendall said be my age.
be Kendall's age. You're what? 61, Kendall?
Yeah, but Kendall, with a car set up like that, you really ain't driving, are you? You're just kind of like cruising. I think
Yeah,
Kendall's just
do
out there
Do
cruising.
sim racing or anything like that?
I've looked into it, but it's definitely
Like
the actual
Xbox?
environment.
NASCAR?
Kendall said 63.
With the controller,
63,
but I
yeah.
want to get like the full experience. Get
It's fun.
the gaming.
I'll
rig,
tell you that.
steering
And
wheel,
yeah,
pedals.
once you're racing, you'll be dying for it. I
Yeah.
guarantee you.
I might save up for it. Setup for it.
I don't even have an expensive one, and I race on. It's just on the Xbox. I haven't even moved up to
Okay.
racing iRacing.
You just got one.
Yeah,
that's
63
connected to
years
the
young.
Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Like a NASCAR
Yeah,
game.
yeah, and me and
And
Josh
yet my
can
great
race each
grandfather,
other
who's
on the
80 years old,
Xbox
wants to
with
drive one of
other
these cars.
AIs
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
people and shit
All
like that.
power to him.
And it's
Well,
fun.
her grandfather,
Great grandfather.
her great grandfather's 80. He wants to drive one.
Mini Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kendall's
Your
63 years young.
grandfather needs a simulator, though.
Yeah.
He would love it.
Yeah, Kendall's 63 years young,
Yeah.
Anyone
Well,
out
get
there
him
got a
there.
good
I'll put
simulator
him in
for
a car.
sale?
right?
With our second race, where we should have 4 cars on the track, 2 of our drivers have to go to a celebration of life that day.
Ah,
So I have to find 2 people to put in those 2 cars for that, provided they make it. ready
Right,
for the
right.
track.
Right.
It's going to
And
be a game
Monadnock-
time call.
and I'll tell you, and that track is smooth because it's freshly paved. Monadnock
Right,
Speedway.
right. And
Just ask Kendall how the wall is.
You can put in the car and just say, listen, we're just looking to have you out on the track. We
Shake
don't
it down,
want you
get
to
the
wreck
brakes
it, but-
broken.
Right.
Yeah, just go run it. do
These
what
guys are
you're-
putting a
feel
full
like you're
winter.
capable of,
Yeah,
and
these
that's
guys
it.
put a full winter into working on this. Don't wreck
Right.
them before they get to try them.
Right, right, yeah. But I would like to see all 4 cars on
Yeah.
track. We'll see if we
Yeah.
can get
Absolutely.
Again, the money
Yeah,
you're
I think we're
investing in.
We'll have a great car count for Monadnock. I mean, the
Yeah,
second race. and
Everything
it's
will
2
start to
weeks
come
away, so,
together. I mean,
yeah. So it'll be a great year. Like I said, we'll have maybe 10 cars there at the first race, and then it should start be picking up every race.
it
after
always
that.
is. It doesn't
yeah.
matter what division it is.
Right.
Not everyone makes it out the
Yeah.
first weekend. even if you get there, sometimes you don't make it on the track the first week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you
As long as
just-
you practice, you're done.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff goes wrong. You miss something.
Yeah.
You know, you break a chain, and like, luckily Pete's there, so you'll have some parts. The
Yeah, I have a parts
chains,
trailer.
and you'll have some
That
stuff that.
apparently is what one of the things that happened on our second car that's getting ready. Road tested it the other night.
Oh, I love that.
Bring it down to New Hampton Mulberry.
And the chain came off. The motor was a little cocked off. the
Yeah.
side, apparently it turned out. But that's why they wanted to.
Yeah.
That's what.
Just to see.
Bring them
what
right
was
down to
going
New
on.
Hampton
Do you
Mulberry
guys,
parking lot. They're
Yeah,
not
we
gonna
kind
care.
of want to make a deal with them to
Yeah.
be able to practice in their parking lot.
As long
But
as
I
they're
gotta
closed,
go,
I don't think they're
like,
gonna care.
approach 'em, And I've just
And
been holding
I was just
off
there
until
today.
I feel like I have some stuff I can offer. Like
Another-
sponsorship
I was
for
there today.
another
Yeah.
Yep.
Just-
because I have a bin right there.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yeah,
give
no,
you the
it's
heads up
not a
on
bad parking lot,
No, it's
too.
not.
parking lots though is don't run your race tires on.
Yeah, I know. Run old
Oh,
tires.
but
Yeah.
don't
Not-
run
yeah.
anything you're gonna
Right.
because the dirt
Yeah,
eats
you're
a set
gonna
of
pick it
tires
up.
up like nothing.
Well, that's the other part of it. You kind of have to blow the thing off a little bit.
Right.
before you can run it.
Right.
It all
Kind
depends.
of, yeah, I would. It would help your car.
Yeah.
But you'll be fine. Once in a lot of these places, I don't know your work schedule, but like I said, Riverside, they offer like a full day practice. When we went up, me and Jay Faulkner went up to Riverside. We literally were the only two cars there. He said, "Yeah, just go."
Yeah, they're great.
Could have
people
put
out there.
10,000 pounds. I could have put 10,000
So
laps
when
on
you're-
Friday.
On
They
the
just offer
Friday
it.
Before, like,
Yeah,
we're
sometimes they
racing
just
there, they'll
post.
usually have a
Yeah, they'll
practice
post,
in the
"Hey, we're gonna have
afternoon."
some Friday practices," and
Yeah, you guys can even camp out at the
I get
track.
with me and Jay camped out. It was freezing cold, but we still,
Yeah,
I
that'd
mean,
be
because
fun,
we
though.
don't, no
Yeah.
camper. At my race trailer, I have a 3/4 inch piece of plywood that folds down from the wall.
Well, I got a heater.
And
I have a propane heater you can throw in there.
yeah,
My-
well, yeah, we're set up a little better now.
My wife will have me staying in a hotel.
Right. But
She
some
won't-
winter
she
racing,
won't want to camp at the
we're
track
gonna-
if I
we're
get her
gonna-
to go anywhere.
we'll suck you right into some winter racing too.
What do you do in the winter?
Well, there's some winter races. We get some enduro cars and go
Yep.
winter racing.
You mean enduro cars?
Full size cars.
Full
you
size
got 'em, go
cars off
racing.
the street, got them, go racing.
Where?
Riverside does one. Monadnock.
Oh, that actually, yeah, all right. I saw posts about the
Yeah.
enduro races.
Yeah.
and
St.
stuff
Valentine's
over
Day
the winter.
Massacre.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
yeah,
doing,
you
I'm
are.
not doing another damn car, dude. That's,
Cheap,
that's
cheap,
just
cheap.
crazy to
Under,
talk about.
under.
You sound like Josh now.
Listen, cheap. No, honest to God, under 500. Under
Yeah.
500.
Right? Yeah, under 500
Way under.
you buy the car for,
And then you strip it out.
no, and then your crew thinks that they're trying to make
Well,
show
you
cars
gotta-
instead of
right,
race cars.
right.
Exactly.
That's what you do. You can't. I mean, a lot of people, people used to give cars away, right? But now
Yeah.
they're not. Now you're
No.
giving, you find a car that's scrap price and you literally, the rule is,
That'd be my thing, though.
strip
See,
the
I'd
interior,
still-
strip the glass, go racing.
I'd
Yeah.
still overspend.
Yeah.
Right?
Not even stops, as long as it runs.
Just use another car to stop. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what an enduro
No, the
is.
Enduros is fun.
Yeah.
I've only
I
ran
watched
that
those
one,
at
but
Somebody said it's
Oh,
going to be
yes.
rain all weekend. It's definitely not going to be
It's definitely
rain
not
all
gonna be
weekend.
rain
We're
all
getting
weekend,
less
I'm
than
not
a
sure.
10
Yeah,
inch
I
of
would.
rain.
I wouldn't even look at that.
I don't think it's
No,
gonna
I
be
don't-
rain.
it's
Just
not
because it
gonna
says
rain.
75% chance of rain on Saturday, there's a 75% chance we're getting 1/10 of an inch of rain.
Right.
right. That's what I look at too.
Yeah.
So
We're
I
fine.
think that you might get a
Going
mist in the
racing.
very morning, but let's not talk about rain anyways. It's against the law at the
Right.
racetrack.
Nothing about it. You don't want it.
But
You don't want it.
Right.
yeah, no, I don't think there's going to be any rain. And even if there is, it's so little that track drying will be really easy.
Right.
And it's supposed to be 80 degrees.
Right.
A
Yeah,
long
so-
ways
You know,
away.
70,
all I
80.
know is I'm going to be there at 8 a.m.
Yeah, we'll do that too. And on that note, we're actually out of time for tonight.
Oh,
So we'll
It
see
goes
everybody
by
on
fast.
Saturday at Claremont Motorsports Park, and gates open today at 8 a.m. Ticket prices is $45 to get in. If you guys want to have a transponder, the track does rent them. So let's go have some fun and start this season off with a bang.
awesome. Super excited.
Yeah.
Thanks
How
for
about
having
with a
us,
checkered
Peter
flag?
and Jacob, thanks for having us on.
You're
No
most
problem.
certainly welcome, and we'll have you guys back on again soon.
Yeah,
So
good.
until then, we'll see you all at Claremont Motorsports Park.
Clear?
Clear.
I got to show you this video. So this is